100 naira ko. Estan baseko.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to another exciting edition of the program Lagos This Morning. Today being the 17th of February 2023. We'll be looking at political topics and also other issues in Lagos State and also across the Federation. But firstly, there is unrest in Ojota and the Mile 2 area of Lagos State and also Agege. There is unrest there, but soldiers and also men of the Nigerian Police Force has waded into the matter. So stay safe out there. Tell someone to stay safe around Ojota axis and Agege as well. All right, let's go straight into the main headlines for the day. We will vote for equity, fairness, Seyi Makinde tells Tinubu. Unrest at Mile 12, Ojota as police, other security agencies intervened. Gbajabiamila faults Buhari, knocks Emefiele over CBN policy. Wike has officially joined APC, says PDP Presidential Campaign Council. On 2023 presidency, Buhari wants APC to lose. That is coming from Governor Umar Abdullahi Ganduje. I am working for Peter Obi. Ortom. Naira redesign against Tinubu. They are planning military rule. That is coming from Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State. And on a lighter note, singer Buju clashes with female podcasters canvassing for women to put a price tag on their VJs. All right, let's go into the details.
We will vote for equity, fairness, Seyi Makinde tells Tinubu. Sorry, please. In direct message to Tinubu, Makinde says Oyo people will vote equity, justice, unity of Nigeria. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has declared that the people of the state will vote for a presidential candidate whose election will promote equity, justice, and unity of Nigeria. The governor spoke on Thursday when he received All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who paid a courtesy call on him on the sidelines of the party's campaign rally in Ibadan, the state's capital. He urged Asiwaju Tinubu to feel free to campaign in the state, saying everything has been done to ensure the event is peaceful and age-free. He said his administration believes in putting people first, stating that political players will come and go, but the country will remain.
Yeah, that's true. Political seasons will come and go. Political stakeholders and candidates would come and go as well. But the society would remain the same, and what you do in the society is what will be remembered, not the political candidate you support or something like that. So Makinde coming out to say that he would support equity and fairness in the coming election. I think that word equity and fairness is being promoted by a particular candidate of another party, another candidate, which is the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. But it doesn't mean that he can't use it for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as well. But that means he's not really endorsing Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Reason being that they are not of the same party, one, and also, well, there has not been any alignment or any kind of formation between the Oyo State PDP and the apex body of the APC as well. So Makinde here is keeping the doors open. He's still making everything open to the people and also the voters as well, and PDP as a whole. So I think looking at the G5 governors now, Wike has tilted towards Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Ortom has supported Peter Obi, and now Makinde now is not really showing who he's supporting. Adibin has said that they would support Atiku. He should have come out straight to say that he was supporting Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, which is the only normal thing for him to do because they are in the same political party. If he had said that they are voting for Atiku, there would have been no problem, nothing, because they are in the same party. But now I think he's keeping things open for now. Maybe there will still be alignment, maybe, backdoor alignment between I don't know, maybe between the APC and Oyo State PDP. I don't know.
Is it not too late for any alignment to occur now?
No, it's not about merging the both parties together. It might be an undercover alignment between them. Yeah, something like that.
Well, we all know Peter Obi that was always talking about equity, fairness, and unity of Nigeria. So I don't know if in a way he's trying to support Peter Obi. We wouldn't know because he didn't mention names.
Yeah, he didn't mention any name.
Equity, fairness, and unity of Nigeria.
Well, so does that mean he didn't endorse Tinubu per se, like directly?
We wouldn't know. If he had mentioned name, probably we would know he's supporting this particular candidate. But he didn't mention any name. He just said he's going to support equity, fairness and unity of Nigeria. All right, the next one here. Unrest at Mile 12, Ojota as police, other security agencies intervenes. The Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Odeyin has confirmed that the unrest happened in the Mile 12 area of Lagos State. It was alleged by a Twitter report that residents protested against scarcity of the new Naira notes. But the protest was hijacked by some hoodlums. Men of the Nigerian police forces have since waded into the matter. Yeah,
in the early hours of the day, we get reports that around Mile 12, Ojota, right now as we speak, Mile 12, Ojota, Agege, there is unrest there, even into the Ikorodu axis. So anyone in Ikorodu axis right now should just stay safe, stay put in your house. And if you're outside already before this unrest started, just go back home. Cars are now turning back towards Ikorodu. They stop going to Ojota. There's just total, chaos there. Shooting. They're hearing so much gunshot there. Soldiers have waded into this matter. I think those hoodlums out there too. I don't know. There are reports that they have guns as well. I don't know how true it is, because they were hearing several gunshots out there, and it has also started in Agege area. So I think people should just stay put in their homes now. If you don't have anything very important to do out there, just stay home. It is better to be safe than to be sorry.
Do you think this protest, this breaking of things and burning of cars is the next line of action?
Well, it's not the next line of action. You can't save money in the bank. You expect your money to come out, then you are still damaging that same bank. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Though the anger of the people is being justified. There's no way you would save your money in the bank. You want to withdraw your money, then they are telling you that there's no money. You will get angry. You will see a series of videos whereby a particular man was crying in a banking hall that he needed his money to do something very important. Even naked himself, he was crying to collect his own money.
I don't know when this is going to come to an end, though, because I don't see this coming to an end very soon. It's not a cause, but it's the truth. Because as of yesterday, I went to withdraw money. They gave me old Naira notes. I wanted to buy something. Everyone, they rejected the money.
Wow.
People are having money, but they are stranded.
Yeah,
they can't
people
spend
have money,
the money.
yeah.
Like, you have cash on you, but you can't spend the money.
And some have it in their bank account, they can't withdraw
And
it.
according to what they said you can still collect the money and bring it to the bank, right?
Yeah.
But most people out there,
they
are not well informed.
They
don't know what is going on. So the reason why I collected the money was because, they will still take it to the bank. But then immediately I was getting there to buy things, they were like, no, we don't collect old Naira notes. As when they are well informed, all these protests, all this breaking of banks, most of them don't even read the news. They don't know what is going on the social media. Yeah. Is it that is what this person is saying? Yes, that's what they listen to. So they don't get their facts together before they do anything. I collected money. I'm like, okay, if I spend this money to this person, the person will take it to the bank. They will give the person new Naira notes. But then, even the people I want to buy things from, they don't understand things. I think it's only few of the traders that understand.
Well, I think on the part of the CBN as well, the CBN, what the CBN is trying to do, from my little understanding, is that they are trying to mop up the amount of cash that is in people's homes, so they will be able to control the flow of money in the system. So we have we have less cash with people, then we have more money in the banks that will be controlled by the CBN. But now there is a big mistake from the CBN, which I think they have tried to rectify now by saying that they would bring back 200 naira into the system. But as at now that we are speaking, there is no 200 naira in the system yet. So I think they should bring back this 200 naira. See, people are not really hoarding this money. The masses We just need it as a means of exchange to buy stuffs. If we have our ATMs being loaded with just 200 naira and 100 naira, even the 100 naira that we have, where are our 100 naira? You can't even find it anywhere. Now you can't even see 50 naira, 20 naira anywhere. So they should bring out these 200 naira notes as soon as possible. So it would actually calm the people down. If there are 200 naira notes out there, if people are collecting it, then anyone who comes out to say he wants to protest, then that is when you can actually say you want to apprehend that kind of person.
I can actually understand the frustration of most Nigerians, because it's not like very easy to have money in your account, but you don't have access to it. Yeah. Like, it's very, very annoying. Even if you should have the cash on you, that's the old naira note, they won't collect it from you. You enter a bus, they'll be like thinking they will collect the money. Then the driver, I know how crazy these Lagos conductors and drivers are. You give them order, they'll be like, Oga, if not give me a new naira note, you will come off from my bus.
Yeah,
so they carry you go garage with that.
They can even collect your phone or something, so you look for a way to just pay them off. So I think the 200 naira note should be brought back into the system as soon as possible.
And the 100 naira too.
Yes, the 100 naira too, just to calm the tension.
Even the 50 naira should be in full circulation. 200, 100 naira and 50 naira. Because I don't know why they are not even saying 100 naira.
We are not saying 100 naira.
They are not saying 200 naira.
It should be done ASAP, because right now some elements might want to take advantage of this thing to instigate the people against the government. Some people would want to take advantage, so the government should be very, very proactive on this issue and make sure they update the people from time to time. Update them, let them know why you have put them inside this situation, and let them know the benefit on the long run. Some people don't really know the benefit of this policy per se. Now it is hurting everybody. I understand. I have money in my account now, and I can't even withdraw the money. I'm even trying to open my bank app, and it's not even going through. I can understand the frustration.
You know the fear of going to, like, if I say I should go and withdraw now, these POS people want to collect more money.
Of course.
I'm just waiting, because CBN said they will soon start arresting POS operators.
There's
I
no
would like
way
to lead them to some POS operators.
There's no way CBN can arrest POS
I know there is no way,
operators.
but it's actually very, very annoying. How can you want to withdraw 5K?
Do you know why? Do you know why they are doing it like that? Because it takes them more stress to get that money. They get the money from petrol stations.
Even the old naira
they get
notes.
it from market women. It's not as if they just go to one particular market woman and just get the cash.
Really,
they will go from market, from people, from all these people. They will go there. Probably you collect 5,000 from this woman. You pay 1,500 on the 5,000 naira, which means you collected 3,500. Then you go to another market woman, try to persuade her and beg her, then give her extra cash to collect her own cash. So by the time it gets back to the people, his business, you have to make profit. So to some extent, I've spoken with some of those POS guys. It's not as if they actually did it intentionally. It's because it cost them more stress and money to get these things. And then even if they are getting it from banks, there are some insiders inside those banks. According to those POS guys, there are some people inside these banks that when you want to go to them for money, they would even come to you and say, okay, we have this kind of money. If you want to have it, pay so amount. So where do you want them to record that kind of money? They will put the charges on their customers.
We have a comment here. Mr. Bengalala, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Bengalala.
He said, good morning, my beautiful and outstanding people. Please, Nigerians should be very careful, because should Nigerians vote for El Chapo, it's a beginning of a new Mexico and Colombia. Makinde should be careful. Please, who is El Chapo?
Well, the last time I checked, I don't think there is anything like El Chapo on the. But I understand what he's trying to say out there. I understand what he's trying to say, and I believe that the people know who they want to vote for, and everyone has their different choices. Anyone who wants to vote for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu will tell you why he wants to vote for him, either ethno-religious reasons or different reasons, or because he has the track record. No doubt he has the track record. He's intelligent. He has everything. He has he's capable, according to his track record. And also people supporting Peter Obi would come out and say, okay, Peter Obi, he knows how to, cut costs. He can actually, make things work in the economy. And Atiku as well, Alhaji Waziri Atiku, people come out to say he was once a vice president of Nigeria, so he knows. He's closer to the seat of power. To this seat of power, 3 of them are vying for now. He has a knowledge, even if it is not the full knowledge as being a president, he has been a vice president, so he knows what it takes to be a president. So we have our different reasons for it. People should just come out on that day. Because I noticed that there are some people that I know personally that are saying that they have PVCs, but they won't vote that day. So people should just ensure that they come out and cast their vote. Just come out and cast your vote. And there are some people too, if you know you don't have voters card, just come out and secure those who have the voters card. When there is so much crowd at the polling unit, there will be little to no influence of all those thugs. Okay, let's say you have about 1,000 people at the polling unit now, 1,500 people. Okay, let's say about 1,300 has PVCs, 200 doesn't have PVC. Those 200 that doesn't have this PVC will be on the lookout for these other people, and they will be supported by the men of the police force as well, and them NSCDC and the likes. So everyone should come out on that day. Nobody should, nobody should be on the street playing football or be in your own watching something else, because right now it is, we are deciding the fate of Nigeria for a long period of time now, about 8 to 16 years now. Who we vote for now will determine, even to some extent, our own personal life. It will affect us. Just imagine what we are in right now. People running their business now, how do you want them to have access to their money? Some businesses will, even if it doesn't crumble fully, it would nosedive at this moment. So we should just do the right thing and vote well.
Tom Abidakun said, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
And Star Daniel as well.
Star Daniel, welcome to the show.
All right, to the next one. Gbajabiamila faults Buhari knocks Emefiele over CBN policy. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has criticized the declaration made by the President, Muhammadu Buhari, on the new and old Naira notes in the national broadcast on Thursday morning as negating the ruling by the Supreme Court. Gbajabiamila, while commending the President for his intervention, stated that the Supreme Court had ruled that the old 1,000 Naira, 500 and 200 Naira notes remain legal tender. The Speaker, in a statement issued on Thursday, which he personally signed, said Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, had failed to publicly admit error in the monetary policy of the Apex Bank.
Well,
the Supreme Court gave a verdict that 1,500 and 200 Naira should still remain illegal tender. And the President of the country said 1,500 should cease to remain illegal tender.
Yeah.
And just the 200 should still be in circulation for, I think that's for like...
From now to April 10.
From now to April 10.
Yeah.
Who is above?
I think the Supreme Court is not liable to the CBN. The CBN is under the federal government. Oh. The CBN is only loyal to President Muhammadu Buhari.
Okay.
So the Supreme Court can't give verdict, can't come into that kind of matter. I think it is not within their jurisdiction to give orders to the CBN. And I actually saw a particular lawyer's report on this thing. He said President Muhammadu Buhari has not disobeyed the Supreme Court. According to the CBN Act of 2007, he has not disobeyed the Supreme Court, and neither has Emefiele disobeyed the Supreme Court. I think they actually found their way around that law to make sure they didn't, go against the law at all. But they still did what they want to do. Because so far so good now, I'm perceiving something. People out there are saying that I think President Muhammadu Buhari is trying to make this election a kind of, a level playing ground for everyone. That even if you emerge because the people want you, emerge because you have the personal strength to emerge, not because you have monetary influence over other candidates. So now some people are now aggrieved now that why would you go against the same system that brought you into power? Why do you now want to remove that system? Because even Yar'Adua, while he was president, I think he acknowledged the fact that he was brought into power by, a kind of not so plain process. But Buhari now, I think is the fact that Buhari is now bowing out of his administration, he wants to leave a legacy that he would be remembered for.
Of course he will be remembered for life.
Yeah, I think so. Because anyone who wins now, it would show that this person has the capacity to win. That is why. If we remove money from politics, then we would notice that most of our candidates that are winning today, they would never win. They would have never won. They would have never. Because some people will tell you that, because they have this money and they know they've weaponized poverty against millions of people. Now imagine 133 million people in multidimensional poverty. You now take 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira and give to all those people. More than half of them would vote for you because they need that money as at that particular time. Now imagine 133 million people being free. Like they are free doing their businesses, they know the worth of this money, you know. Even if you come to them with 5,000 naira and they are liberated, they have access to credible information, they will feel like, why are you giving me money if you want to go and serve there truly? You don't need to bribe me. If I like your idea and I buy into your vision, I would vote for you. You don't need to pay me. You don't have to pay me for it. So why would you say, okay, you want to serve me and you want to pay me for serving? No. I should be the one doing the thing. If I'm convinced about your opinion, your vision and mission, I should be the one to say, oh, I like your vision. Take this money. Let me support your campaign. Not you giving the money to me. So once you present the money to me, that means you are buying me. You've bought those 4 years that you want to use. So anything you do, I have no right to question it.
Anything, exactly.
So I think it's just trying to leave a legacy that would be remembered for so many years, regardless of who wins. Regardless.
Okay. Wike has officially joined APC, says PDP PCC. The People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council has declared the Rivers State Governor Yesum Ezenwo Wike has officially joined the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, following the visit of the APC presidential candidate, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, to the governor at the government's house, Port Harcourt, on Wednesday. Tinubu visited Wike after the APC presidential campaign rally at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium, Elekeya, Port Harcourt, was accompanied by his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, and APC National Chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. So they are using a visit to judge that he has joined APC.
It's not as if they are using the visit to join per se. Wike later came out to say that, Wike, in that meeting, he said it is too late for the PDP. Like, it is too late for them to come to him now for settlement and the likes, which means that he is not going to support them. Which means that he has supported Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Because he actually gave out the stadium to him for free of charge, without paying the fee he's supposed to pay for renting the stadium. It suggests that he's tilting towards Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. And I've once said this thing before. When I look at Wike's calculations and permutations, I saw that, okay, Peter Obi, Tinubu, and Atiku. Now, Atiku didn't do his bidding. And he's looking at Peter Obi as Peter Obi is the dark horse in this race. Like, Peter Obi is not he's not really 100% into the system. He's not a hardcore politician in this system. But the people are behind him. We have a large number of youths that are behind him. Now he's looking at Bola Tinubu like, okay, Bola Tinubu is the Jagaban. He's a former governor of Lagos State, and he has installed so many people into different positions of power already. So I think he's weighing his options. Majority of our politicians are not supporting other politicians or endorsing them because the people are for them. I think it is because they have the probability of higher chances of winning. I think that is why.
Okay.
He would have his personal reasons, but from my own opinion, I think he's looking at Bola Tinubu and Peter Obi like, okay, APC has 26 governors already. If all these governors, if they can deliver their state, then Bola Tinubu would win. And he's feeling like, okay, if they can deliver their state, and if he wins, then my record will stay intact, and I'll still be able to get back at Atiku like that. Okay, Atiku, you didn't win, and the person I support won. And I will get my dividends out of what this person gets when he gets into power. And also his candidate for the governorship, what's it called? For the governorship election might emerge. So he would have direct access into the government, into the next government if APC emerges. Because now it is even visible to the blind and audible to the deaf that he is for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Because he came to Lagos a few months back to endorse Sanwo-Olu, leaving their own PDP candidate, Jando, even donated about 300 million to some women in Lagos State here. So right from the start, he has always been supporting the APC.
Okay, Star Daniel said, let's not deceive ourselves. Tinubu is not capable. And we know that we know what he did when he came to Chatham House in London. Yorubas are unrest, and people like Tinubu should stop be allowed to represent them. anyone voting Tinubu is not wishing Nigeria well.
Wow.
Well, everyone is free,
It's democracy, so
exactly.
people are free to support
You're
any
free to
candidate.
support any candidate you like.
Any candidate they like, regardless.
Okay. The next one here is Buhari wants APC to lose Ganduje. Governor Umaru Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State has come out on President Muhammadu Buhari for refusing to abide by the Supreme Court order and going ahead with the ban on the old Naira notes. In an audio recording, Ganduje was quoted in a vernacular asking that President Buhari should remember that for several times he was trying to contest presidency, but he could not make it until there was an alliance. But now, after enjoying everything, he turned back against the same democratic system that saw him to office. I wonder why the president is hell-bent in making the same party that helped him to win elections lose out. What did we do to him that is that... I'm sorry, please. What did we do to him that is that ignorant on several advice forwarded to him? He wants to cripple the same party that brought him to power. Why? I don't know. This is actually deep. So, I don't know. Why are they so hell-bent? I mean, on this redesign of this new Naira policy and stuff like that.
I would like to put this into an analogy or like a simple thing that the normal person can understand. It's like saying that I have a house now. There is a cat in the house. Sorry, there are cats in the house. There is a rat in the house. So I poisoned a fried fish. It is fish I poisoned though. I added poison to the fish. So the rat and the cat, they are now complaining. Did I poison the rat? Did I poison the cat? No. I poisoned the fish. So if you don't have interest in the fish, there's no way you will complain. So now they're complaining about this new Naira policy now, and scarcity of the Naira notes. We all know there is pressure out there, people lamenting. But they're complaining about the new Naira policy precisely. That means there is a connection between them emerging as the next president and the new Naira note. That means there is a connection there. If other parties like the SDP are not complaining, the Labour Party are not complaining, the PDP is not complaining. That means that the way they brought Buhari into power, that means it is not really an open process.
Exactly. He said it. He said, I wonder why the president is hell-bent in making the same party that helped him to win election lose out. What did we do to him that is this ignorant on several advice forwarded to him?
Like he's trying to remove the kind of system that brought him into power. Well, at times, well, it is just Buhari's decision. I
think it's good to make some wrongs that has been committed because of you, right? Kind of. I don't know.
There's no way the people won't fight you. They'll come up against you because they helped you into power in a kind of means that is not so plain to the people. Then you got to this power and feel like, I don't like this system.
But is there any way this new Naira note will affect the election or the emergence of a new president in Nigeria?
Well, Shehu Sani came out to say that it is those that want to buy votes that are affected.
I don't know how you have been affected
by this new Naira design policy.
Because they are not even talking about how scarce
they're not even talking about fuel scarcity.
Fuel scarcity and even the protest. They are only talking because of the protest. I'm very sure probably most of them would have instigated these hoodlums.
Well, I don't know how true that is.
I'm not saying they did. I'm just like assuming like probably they have instigated some hoodlums to go into the street to cause
violence
or something like that. But then God knows best.
Yeah. But I think Buhari is trying to leave a mark that will be remembered for years, which I think is a commendable one. And then, but what the federal government should have done is that educate the people extensively. Some people don't even know the reason and the gains of this policy. As the federal government come out to tell them the gains, like the long-term benefit of this thing. See, when someone is going through difficulty, if he knows the end product of this difficulty, that it will be sweet at the end, he would keep on pushing. But if he doesn't know, he would back off. So it's only normal. The federal government, I think they should bridge that communication gap between them and the people. It is just too wide. I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, that Buhari addressed is it yesterday or the first day? Yeah, I think it was yesterday Buhari addressed the nation about the CBN policy, that the 200 naira would go back into the system. Why don't you tell them the reason for this policy at the first place? Even if you don't come out openly to tell them that you want to use it to curb vote buying, tell them the benefit. When people know the benefit and they know the date, the end, they will be looking forward.
Why should they be choosing his words to say like the money is to curb vote buying?
It might not come out openly to say it.
Why won't you want to
if
say
If it comes out openly to say it, it will get more a backlash from
that means they want
his
to buy
caucus.
votes. That means they want to buy votes.
It would get more backlash from his caucus. It would just come out to say that this thing is for the people. It would be good. But educate the people. Let them know why they are inside this mess. When we know, there would be no protest out there. They will feel like we have told you why we are doing this thing. By so date, we will be reaping the dividends. It's just like a farmer planting. When you are tilling the farm, doing everything, planting, it is hard then. But when you know that by so month I will start reaping the harvest, then you would keep on pushing and you keep on doing this thing. They should bridge that communication gap. It is too wide. They should just try and bridge it, because this communication gap would be infiltrated by unscrupulous elements that will instigate the people against the government. Okay. So if you get to the people first, educate them, I think there won't be any protest or something. So everything will just go smoothly.
All right. I am working for Peter Obi, Ortom. Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State on Thursday declared that he is working for the emergence of Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party as the next president of Nigeria. The governor made the open declaration at a town hall meeting addressed by the LP presidential candidate in Makurdi, said his decision was premised on his conviction that Mr. Obi was mentally and physically prepared for the task of getting the country working again. The governor was a guest at the meeting, which drew stakeholders from the 276 council wards of the state, got a rousing ovation from the participants, who went ecstatic, chanting his name and that of the LP presidential candidate after he made the open declaration. He said the time had come for Nigerians to jettison political affiliation and loyalty and choose a God-fearing, capable and competent and who would rescue the country from its present sorry state.
Well, from the words of Ortom, he said that it is because Peter Obi has good plans for Nigeria. I think Ortom is not looking at if Peter Obi would win or if he has the capacity of winning. He's only supporting Peter Obi because of his vision, his mission, his plans that he has, and also the things he has seen Peter Obi done in the state. Because I would say this thing categorically. Nigeria needs to cut costs first. If we need to get it right, there are too many loopholes in the economy. There are so many loopholes. So there are some loopholes that needs to be blocked. It will affect some people's income because that is where they are, taken from. So whereby, some dubious means whereby people are using to earn. Cut so many loopholes. This oil theft of a thing, make sure you block it. There's no way a vessel will come into Nigeria's territorial waters without the knowledge of the naval forces. It's not possible. So how is it happening? So if anybody who actually emerges as the next president should know how to cut costs first before you say you want to work on the economy. It's like running a particular company now, whereby people are stealing your stuff, they are taking money away. If you don't block those loopholes, there's no way you can run the company well. If you come out to say, okay, you would run the company well, you would bring more investors. If there are still loopholes there, the more the investors, the more the loopholes will be. So first of all, block that thing. It's like a tank that is leaking. And you are fetching more water inside the tank. It will keep leaking. So block all those leakages first. That is one thing that I can say that from what I've read about Peter Obi and the research I've done, I think he would actually do that. And I think that was why he was impeached as the governor of Anambra State, because he came out openly to say that he actually removed some kind of things away from the government. Like there are some maintenance things that they were doing. I think they had the government house in Abuja. He said they should stop maintaining the house. There's no one living there. They can divert that money. And they keep on allocating money for that place, whereby some people are taking those money to their pockets. So I think we need someone who would actually cut costs first before now thinking of rechanneling all those costs that you've actually cut away, and then invest it in another sector of the economy, then make everything work well. Though regardless, everyone has their choice of who they will vote for and why they are voting for this person. All of them, they all have the record, they have their track record. They've done well in their respective places where they've served before as head or something. So
Okay, Starline said Governor Ortom is my favorite because he has challenged this current government in many ways. I trust him. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Naira resign against Tinubu. They are planning military rule. El-Rufai. Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State has stated that the Naira redesign was done by persons fighting All Progressive Congress (APC) presidential candidate Bola Tinubu. The Kaduna M's man made a declaration in a speech to the people of the state on Thursday. He noted that the policy was conceived and sold to President Buhari by officials who lost out in the primaries. The APC conducted its gubernatorial and presidential primaries on different days in June 2022. El-Rufai said the cash crunch was planned along with the fuel shortage existing since September 2022, so that the election do not hold at all, leading to an interim national government to be led by a retired Army General.
Well, I think Governor Nasir El-Rufai is now, the way he has been talking so far so good. There's no way he won't end up instigating some kind of, element against the government. I just think he should be cautioned by the federal government, because there are some things you just don't say. If you know that what you would say would bring more problems than solution, it is just better to either tone it down or not even say it at all. Because you coming now to say that they want to bring military rule into the thing, you would put in more fuel into the fire already. Because right now people are out there protesting against the scarcity of new Naira notes. Then you come out to say that they want to bring military rule. As a leader, just imagine as a governor, and you have people behind you. And some people actually voted for, people like that. If you know you can't bring in solution to this thing, then maybe you shouldn't have said this kind of thing, or just try to tone it down a little bit. Because by saying that they want to bring in military and stuff, I think he might later end up being called by the DSS. Because Femi Fani-Kayode is now reporting to the DSS custody every day.
Do you know what? That is actually very funny. After he has been called to their office, when he came out, I was like, he's sorry that his words were too. There was how he said it, but it was like it was sorry, something like that. I think they should all be arrested. Most of them that are saying things bad about the new Naira redesign.
It's not as if they are saying anyone can say anything bad about it, but don't instigate more violence.
Exactly, they are instigating more violence in the country.
There is more than enough violence already.
Exactly.
They should not instigate
because
violence again.
Someone that is not so sound like that, in like Leonard or something like that, if that person should hear this kind of news, he won't think it in a way like
he will just take it up and act on it.
There's another military war coming in. Then go and taste all these probably there will be tension in the country. So that's it. On the last one, singer Benson clashes with female podcasters, canvassing for women to put a price tag on their VJ. Okay. Singer Benson yesterday, February 16, clashed with a female podcaster, Lydia, and two other ladies over their recent podcast. A few days ago, Lydia, Caramel, and one other lady in their recent podcast tagged rants, bans, and confessions got people talking, filling their comments about women putting a price tag on their VJs. Benson spotted their podcast and took to his Snapchat to express his displeasure. Posting a screen grab from the podcast, he wrote, "Bro, who is sharing podcast mics to this dimwits?" One of the ladies, Lydia, spotted his comments and took to her Twitter and to slam him. She accused him of body shaming herself and the other ladies on her podcast. She argued that for someone who has suffered a sex tape scandal, Benson has no moral justification to attack her and the other ladies over their opinions.
Number one, he didn't body shame them.
Exactly.
She is the one who saw that comment as body shaming.
I think she has low self-esteem about
something
her body.
like that. Yeah.
Something like that. So Benson is not body shaming anyone here. He's just bringing out the fact, which is the truth. Most of the podcasters today, if they are not talking about sex, if they are not talking about how, I'm a lady too, if they are not talking about how big, like as if this feminism spirits.
Okay.
Once ladies come together, if probably I'm likely to start a podcast soon, I won't invite ladies. I would like more of men.
Yeah.
Mixture of you know,
men
men and ladies.
Balance there.
Because if you have ladies there, even if you are trying to like discuss things that are very important, they will still find a way to maneuver their way into something like sex, men, and then I don't know, money. I'm not saying you shouldn't discuss all these things. Of course, you should discuss them, but then not in a way like we have actually made this thing like the center of your life.
Yeah.
Sure, you get. Most of these podcasters now, if they are not talking about how men should see them as a trophy, as a trophy or as an idol per se, like they should put. Which one put a price tag on your VJ?
Well, I think did you watch the podcast?
I saw. Yes, I did.
Where she said that if you want me to be submissive, you have to spend on me. You have to give me what I want. So some persons commented on the podcast like, that means you've objectified yourself. That means now a transaction. It's not love. My own personal opinion was just that if you need someone to monetize you before you would submit, then that means you don't have any submitting spirit. You are not gentle at all. That means you have every tendency to go rogue when you have the money by yourself. See some ladies out there, it's not as if they are submissive per se, but they don't have the tendency, they don't have the finance yet to show their true color.
Most ladies are they're acting submissive because of what they are getting from the man, which is the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should misbehave, whatever they are getting is stop.
It will stop.
So she has asked, that person that said that has actually, like you said, objectified herself by saying, for me to be submissive, you have to spend on me. Where is it in the Bible? I don't know. That maybe that's husbands are scarce.
Yes, now there would be more of hit and run guys out there than actual husband, because I always tell every lady this thing. See, a sensible guy knows a responsible lady when he sees one.
Exactly.
And ladies, it is not for you. See, it is not you who will decide the husband you marry. It's the husband that will decide if he would marry you. You can't just marry a man. It's the man that would marry you. He would be the one to propose to you. So if you position yourself in a good manner, of course you will get husband. You can even get the husband early. But you're now coming outside openly to say such things like that. Okay, if you want me to be submissive, that means your submission has a price tag. It has a release clause. So when someone comes into the picture to give you more money than your present man, that means you will leave that man. And if your man goes broke, that means you are out of the marriage or the relationship. I think most of these nonsense podcasts now, I think they should even clamp down on them. You can't just come because you have a mobile phone and you have data. You just come to the internet and start saying anything.
There are some,
if you're not talking about, I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about it, but you shouldn't be every time.
It should be it should be very, very educative, and a therapy is something that someone can actually listen to. Like when you are actually done, you can easily go to that podcast program, be like, let me watch this people or this person's, like, let me just listen to what they want to say. But when you are talking about someone that is going through relationship issue, you're not talking about if you want me to be submissive, you have to spend on me.
I think she's just trying to portray herself as a feminist or something. But down the lane, let's look at the future for her. There's no man who will listen to that nonsense and not take advantage of her. Because if any man has the money, in even container, he will get it there. So I think to some extent, these ladies are actually, wrong for what they have said. They know that it will generate engagement. When you go out there, talking about sex, talking about, sugar mommy, sugar baby, how you met someone, having threesome with some other person. It will surely generate engagement. But what is the effect on the society at large? Now they are coming out to say, okay, Buju has body shamed them. Body shame what? What they said there is just total bullshit. Will she be proud of saying that and playing that tape to her daughter when she actually gets married? I mean, I even wonder what kind of man will end up with that kind of lady.
See, all these classified modern ladies, I don't know. It is well with them. I can't call myself a modern lady. Of course, I'm not a modern lady. I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. But then, me that stayed under my grandma, that I received my grandma teaching, that she instilled some things in me. Is it me that will not go and be saying that kind of thing on air? There are some things that I've said on air that I've received calls.
Backlash.
from my own family, not even from my grandma, because she doesn't actually watch them.
Yeah.
But you know, my cousins,
They would watch.
of course, and they'll get back to me.
Yeah.
You know, all family have this group chat.
We don't even have one. Why would you have group chat? I'll come on myself there. Don't concern me. Can't table my matter on any group chat. When you are not,
so imagine
you are not tabling my matter to invest in my life. No,
imagine you like having a family meeting and you are the center of the discussion.
No.
So that's it.
Well, I just think this pandemic of podcasts out there, maybe it's for engagement or something.
Probably for
because
engagement.
I believe
most
that
people, if let's even say the truth, most people that are even complaining, that's what they love to hear.
It's not as if they love to
that's
hear
what most
it.
of them
That
love
is what they will easily react to. It will stir up a kind of emotion, either hatred or something in you, to make you to comment on it. You want to vent your anger, like, are these people okay? Are they mad? But the more you are commenting on it, the more they are making their money. So I think if we look at it from the monetary aspect, they are saying this thing so they would get engagement. Maybe if they have spoken about, real life experiences, what people are facing, it will take more time for them to get that kind of engagement. But saying that kind of thing in their mouth, even someone like Buju reacted to it. So that means that thing is a very, very controversial topic. So to some extent, looking at the monetary aspect, but we still need to take it down to the moral aspect. What kind of society are we building? Because if we see the society as even just money-making scheme, let me do it because I have a phone, I can get a camera now, and you have one small data on your, what's it called, MTN modem or Airtel. You just come on here and say whatever you want to say. I think to some extent, it should be regulated by some people. And then those people that will be regulating it, they shouldn't take advantage of the regulation to just do anything they like. But don't just be talking about sex every time. Can't you talk about God? Talk about real life.
About real life things.
Yeah? Can't you talk reality things?
Reality things.
No. Let's just be factual
God?
With ourselves here. You can't be. What's the excess of the topic they're talking about now?
I don't know.
What was it promoting?
Sex.
So it is promoting you monetizing
Sex.
yourself.
Exactly.
And the more ladies monetize themselves, see, there are good ladies out there.
I want to say.
When we see one, do you know what guys will do? Keep monetizing yourself as a lady. See, my advice for you: keep monetizing yourself. Then guys will keep using you as a placeholder till they meet their wives.
Do you know? Okay, don't let me give this code. Like, what did I even want to say, sir? This guy's.
Which guy?
He has taken my mind off what I want to say. Okay, don't worry.
Well, so my advice just for ladies out there: position yourself very well. If you monetize your, what's it called? It's your life, it's your personal life, but don't come out there to tell others, because we have so many Gen Zs now online watching these stuffs, and they have it at the back of their mind that they are supposed to monetize themselves. And then because most homes has failed to be like the homes of those days, whereby you would receive premium teachings at home, but now we have more of TikTok mothers out there, whereby they don't give sound education to their children at home.
Mothers are going to be TikTok mothers.
Well, that's not my own wife. That's not my own wife. She would be the normal cultural, very cultured lady.
I'm not
that's
even
why
on TikTok. Oh, God. All right.
So it's not about. So let's just all this talking about sex of a thing. They should be put aside. They're not even talking about this election. Women participation in leadership. They should be talking more on that. About entrepreneurship, be talking about these things that will make money for people. Teach people how to make money if you are making one. Pull people out of poverty, change their mentality, make them have good impact in society. Sex is everywhere. It's like MTN, so you don't need to come out and say it again. So that's just it. So we'll come to the end of the program today. I hope you've enjoyed this program as much as we did. We talked about a series of political topics and also into the entertainment. There is still unrest right now in Ojota and the Mile 12 area, and also Agege, and also I think that has been escalating to other parts of Lagos as well. So stay safe out there and make sure, if you don't have anything too important to do out there in these affected areas, make sure you stay at home. All right, and we've come to the end of the program. You can like, share, and subscribe to Flip TV for more amazing content, and do well to join Christian Chuku on the next program by Standards. Till we see you again tomorrow for another program. I'm Olajide Taufik Olamide. I am Adeni Adela. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
100 naira, let's